Hey everybody, we're still hanging out at Lance Williams True Worship Retreat. I'm right now in the room with Sean Slaughter. What's going on?
I'm good. What's poppin',
I,
What's
I love
up?
it.
What's good?
Yo, he's catching me off guard because y'all know we're in the church, and I've just, I've just had to calm it down a little bit. And when he walked in, I was like, oh my God, that could be me.
We can still do what we do. We church, we say.
I love it.
Still let it alone.
Yeah, I love it. We were talking about your blog. Tell us a little bit about your blog on Gospel Flavor. And then I got the mother little question for you.
Sure. Okay, that's cool. I write a hip hop column on gospelflavor.com.
Yeah.
And the column basically addresses anything that I want to talk about in hip hop.
I love it.
So a lot of things that I talk about, the first thing I do is I don't raise a banner for hip hop. I raise a banner for God and how He can use hip hop. So that's one of the things that I do on the blog. But the other thing I think I do is that I address some of the artists and people that are in Christian hip hop because they sometimes artists can give us a bad name as well. You know what I mean? From the secular and the Christian side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I talk about different things. I think the blog up I have right now is called, I wanted to call it, "You should put a gun to your head because you're killing us," is what I wanted to call it.
Wow.
But that was too risky. So they made me change it and put, "We're killing ourselves," something like that.
But what was in the content of it?
The whole topic was about how the 5% Nation of Islam was such a huge influence in hip hop. So from Rakim to Big Daddy Kane to Poor Righteous Teachers, and how you know what I'm saying. So it talks about how the Nation was such a big influence, and had a lot of these guys, trying to get their life right. You know what I mean, or trying to do something for the community, or you know what I'm saying, and then I brought it back to the Christians, and I said, how are we affecting hip hop? You know what I mean? And so that's what it kind of was. I said, if they can make this impact on hip hop, what is our impact? Are we just trying to be fake Christian Weezys? Or can we make an impact like the Nation made an impact on hip hop?
I think there's some truth to it because I remember, maybe I'm dating myself, but I do remember when hip hop was really coming into prominence. When I really remember, I was in junior high school, coming into high school, and I went to high school in New York City. So for us to see people like Big Daddy Kane in 1988 and Latin Quarters and all of these places, it was like they repped who they were without compromise. You knew who did what. I know artists to this day that still don't eat meat, that still don't eat dairy. They're very prominent hip hop artists. You would never know it, but I want to touch on something that you mentioned in your blog because I just wrote my book and released it last year, Can Hip Hop Be Holy? And I think for my next edition, I really got to get you to write the forward. So I'm putting it on film there.
That's what's up. I'll let you boy.
We need you to either write the forward or contribute to it.
Okay.
Can hip hop be holy?
Can hip hop be holy? Oh, the loaded question.
Yeah, I gotta know.
You know what's crazy? Hip hop is a culture.
Yes.
All right. And if hip hop cannot be holy, then no culture can be redeemed. You know what I'm saying? And one of the biggest arguments talks about how hip hop is birthed, and how it's birthed in sin, in a sense, in desperation. Are we all born into sin?
Absolutely.
But God's ultimate plan is to redeem those things that were lost to sin. That is the ultimate plan. So yes, hip hop can be holy. Hip hop can be redeemed. Hip hop can be saved. If hip hop can't be saved, if the culture can't be saved, then there's no hope for a lot of people.
I think what happens is, and we have to be very careful because I know when I started on this side, when I got saved and said, okay, that's it for secular hip hop, I'm not going to be a publicist. I'm finished. I went through like withdrawal. I was like, okay, now what am I going to do? Can I still listen to Biggie? Can I not still listen to Biggie? Okay, so I'm going to listen to holy hip hop. And I couldn't take it. And I'm saying this really honestly.
It was whack at the time.
And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody. I have two teenage sons, and they were like, Mom, I know we go to church, but please.
Nah, I'm listening to Nas. I remember my dad one time had the nerve to bring me a DC Talk tape.
Okay.
So I got Illmatic in, you know what I'm saying? Monkeys and I was Illmatic, and he bought me a DC Talk tape.
Yeah.
And I put it in for like 20 seconds, and I was like,
I can't do it.
You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't.
I'm like, Dad,
nah,
this ain't it right here.
I was the same way.
But it's gotten better.
The production has gotten better.
Yes.
The lyrical content. at the opening of NYCGospel.com, you hear Richie Righteous flip the channel. One of my
Big shouts out to my dog. That's my dog, my man's man.
I love
Richie,
that song, Flip the Channel, and
Yeah.
and my kids were listening to it. They were like, "Yo, who is that?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yes, it's working."
Yeah.
Because that song is so hot. His flow is hot.
Yes.
The beat is hot. And
Yes.
anytime you log on to NYCGospel.com, the first thing you hear is Flip the
the
Channel.
channel, yeah.
And I mean, if it sounds like that,
Yes.
I'm good.
And his was crazy too. I think not only did the beats need to change, not only did the lyrics need to get better, but the lives needed to be solidly
Yes.
rooted in Christ.
Absolutely.
And so when you talk about a Richie
Absolutely.
Righteous, or you talk about some of these artists are, of course, they make great music, but they also have great ministry.
Yes,
And these guys are serious about really being conduits for the Lord. You know what I
I
mean?
think that's it.
And I think that's what made the difference. But they did care about the quality as well. So yeah, hip hop can be holy, man. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Yeah,
I
all
love
day.
it. I love it.
All
Well,
day.
you heard it right here first. Sean Slaughter said hip hop can be holy.
Yeah.
Thank you for checking me out on NYCGospel.com.
It's all good. SeanSlaughter.net. Don't forget to check it out. October 28th, Man on Fire is coming out.
Is that what we call in
Do
PR?
what
Like
it do.
a shameless plug, but I love it. When it comes out, there's an open invitation to come on the show,
Oh, that's
blog,
awesome.
we'll do a video
I
or
appreciate
something,
it. That's
and
what's up.
I'm just happy to have you here. Everybody
Thank you.
stay tuned right here at Lance Williams True Worship Retreat 2008.
Peace.